Considering my first video thingy majig was about surviving year 12, I figured I would do a revised edition. I've technically graduated, so it's semi-fitting, semi-relevant. I will try and link like in the bottom or like here somewhere if you haven't seen it. It's really bad. This is more like study advice rather than general life advice. And I still agree with most of the things I said in the last video. I don't even remember what I said. Don't know. I don't understand. Anyway, to the point. As with the last one, this is a form of me procrastinating for my psych exam tomorrow, which will be fun. Study hard. Study hard, kids. This is like year 11 going into year 12. So briefly read through all the material you're given during like the Christmas summer holidays. When you go over it in class, it'll click and make lots of sense. If you're struggling to understand something, go over it a lot of times. Something that really helped me throughout the year was I crammed before SACs. Good habit. And I still do, like watch on repeat playlists of videos relevant to the SAC, or for example now the exam, I'm just watching psych related videos. Do exam questions all year round, because the more exam questions you do, the more comfortable you'll feel with them. The more chance you will have a similar, maybe not the exact same, but a similar question. Each week, read over the stuff you've covered in your class. It sounds really stupid, but you really should do it. You could each day read subjects you've done, or each week you could focus on a different subject. Like one week, if you do bio, you could focus on bio, and one week you could focus on psych. Or you could take it by day basis, and one day focus on one subject and alternate, which I found handy. At least once a week, or less, but like regularly, you should take time out for yourself. Do something really nice that's not work or school related. Like I went out for dinner most Saturdays with different people depending on if things were on or not. It's really helpful. Oh my god, my hair. So remember, during the year, as well as revising when you have SACs and stuff coming up, this can apply to both years. I guess all of this can apply to year 11 or year 12 or any year of study really. Maybe not uni. I don't know. I haven't gone to uni, so I can't really talk on that front. The SACs during the year, the SACs are about you and you alone. They're about how well you do in terms of the class, how academically smart you are. Yes, quotation marks, because people can be smart in many different areas, and I could ramble on about this for ages, and maybe one day I will. So the SACs are about yourself, but the exam is about the whole class. Because if your whole class get their grades, they all do equally well, your SAC marks go up. So I've heard. Anyway, I can't really say for sure. But yeah, so during exam time, try and help each other, study with people. That brings me on to my next point. If you're struggling to study at home, find a place you can study at, because you don't want to get to the end of the year and every single day you get home at like, for me it was like 5 or 6. You check the time, like what feels like 10 minutes later, and it's 11 o'clock at night. And then you're just like, what have I done all night? So yeah, find somewhere you can study. It could be your bedroom. Wouldn't advise that unless you have a desk. It could be the kitchen table. It could be somewhere outside. For me, it was some cafes and walks around the park. There's some really nice parks around where I live. I could set up all my stuff across a huge bench. It's good to find a place where you're content. You can sit there, forget about the world, and just study for as long as possible. School holidays. There are 3 things you should catch up on. You should catch up on work / revision studying. You should catch up on sleep. And you should catch up on socialness. You need to take time out for yourself in order to not be overly stressed and in order to be content. Comes in handy for the exams, because the last thing you want to do is be stressed out over it. For my exam today, I wasn't stressed. I was hyperactive. I was jumping off walls, quite literally jumping off walls. At one stage, I convinced myself I could fly. Walking towards the exam, that was all fine until I saw a huge group of all the year 12s at my school. Then it hit me. I was going to sit an exam in a room. It's quiet, uncomfortable, and filled with people. None of those are very appealing ideas to me. Sat through it, and I mean, I didn't use the reading time. I just don't like the idea of sitting there looking over things and reading them and not being able to write. It's too tempting for me. But that's me personally. Otherwise, you should really use reading time. In my exam today, it was really bad. Complete silence, and then all of a sudden, thump. A clock had fallen off the wall onto her head. Poor girl. And now we're kind of back to some things I talked about last time, I think. But there will be drama. There will be fights. There will be arguments. And there will be times of sadness, stress. It's important to remember that these are only fleeting issues, as is year 12. It is 1 year of your life. None of this is going to mean that much. As long as you put in as much effort as you can, then you should feel proud of how you've been, proud of whatever you get. Which brings me on to ATARs. ATARs. I hate all of this stupid mentality that if you do not get your ATAR, you will fail at life. How does not getting the right ATAR equal no life? There are so many pathways, so many options, and I've talked about this a few times. I think enjoy the things that happen in this generalized age group. Year 12, turn 18, you can go clubbing, you can drink, you can smoke if you want. Don't do that. Don't work too much. Don't overwork. Work a little bit, get a part-time job so you can save up for schoolies or traveling, general life after year 12. There is life after year 12. But yeah, so get a part-time job, but don't work heaps. Unless you can handle it. Some people revel in the stress, some people don't. Oh, speaking of which, see that? At the start of the year, I started putting posters on my wall so I could look at them before I go to bed. Having posters somewhere you'll obviously see them work really well. You're looking past them every day. And okay, and this brings me to my final point, which is sleep. Sleep is good. Sleep is really, really good. If you have trouble sleeping, drink chamomile tea or passion flower tea. Try to fix your sleep before get too far into year 12, because if you don't, you'll be living off barely any, cause a lot more stress, reduces your mental capacity by so much. If you struggle to sleep, try listening to like calming music. But if you can, some phones or like technology things can do that really cool thing where they switch themselves off so it doesn't like wake you during the night. Try not to rely on caffeinated beverages to keep you going even if you're tired. So yeah, this is just another rant about surviving year 12. Thanks for watching. Sorry I've been up since 4 this morning because I couldn't sleep. Fix your sleep before you get to exams. Good luck if you're going into year 12. Good luck if you're not.